Paul sent me this and said, "Hello, Nelson. I know that you like a challenge. I wonder if you can reproduce this slider in Webflow without code." And at first I thought, well, this is what he's talking about. There it goes. So this is what I'm talking about, or what he is talking about, and it's this. And at first I thought, oh wait, this is not a slider, it's tabs. But then right before the stream, I was like, oh wait, yeah, you should do it in a slider. But I'll show tabs first. So I'll show you how to create this as a tab using the tab component. And then if we have time, I'll recreate it as a slider. But the main point I want to show you is that with Webflow tabs, you can add an interaction. So this is the small little action, small little interaction that we'll do, okay? A little masking effect. And I haven't practiced this, so I'm just gonna go in it first try. And that's what I like to do anyways. And let's see here. Someone already, Tio, you bought me a coffee. Thank you so much. Tio and, hold on. Who's this? Oh yeah, Tio and Colleen, thank you so much for the coffee. Let's get to it. And Kevin. Kevin, you rock. Alright, so let's do this. Inside of Webflow, recreating this. Actually, here, let me break this down. I see that we have two columns. 1, 2. So that's going to be easy. It's going to be a tab component. And so tab components gives you the tab menu and tab panel. So this will be my tab menu and my tab panel. And instead of having tab menu at the top and tab panel at the bottom, I'm going to put them side by side, probably using grid, not flexbox. This part is going to be hard because you cannot put you cannot put extra elements inside of the tab menu row. But now my mind is thinking, if I use grid, this is gonna be hard. If I use grid, can I have a grid cell here? Can I have like a 2x2 grid, and this is row 1, column 1. This is column 2, and this spans 2 rows. And this is column 1, row 2. Is that possible? I don't know. We'll do this part last, because that's just flair. All right, let's go. Grainy, pixelated. What? Hold on. Stream quality just dropped. No. I don't see any drop frames. Connection is still excellent. Refresh the page. Refresh the YouTube page if it's not good. All right, let's go. Let me put in. Let's put in a div, and we'll call this container. Max width, 1100 pixels. Spacing centered. Cool. Let's just add some margin to the top, just for funsies. No, my computer's doing well. Sorry, everyone. All right. Now we have a container. Let's go ahead and put in tabs. We got tabs. Cool. And so what is tabs? Webflow tabs is a way to just have different content on top of each other, but they don't show up until you actually click on a tab. So it's doing a hide show. So right now we're hiding tab 2 and 3, but when we go to the different tabs, it'll show the different tab content based on the tab that you're selected on. All right, super simple. Webflow gives you an overall wrapper, the tabs overall wrapper, tabs. Then you have a row for your tabs menu, and in this tabs menu, you cannot add anything else inside of it. So if I try to put in text, Webflow's like, nope. Only tab links. And it's like, duh. And if I try to put it right here, nope. Only tab things can be inside of a tabs component. All right, so that's what's happening there. Tab pane, that's where you put your tab content inside. So let's go ahead and style this. So I want to try to do that. So again, it's 2 columns, and then we have some stuff. Okay, so let's take this tabs and make it 2 columns. Simple. Grid. Cool. And I noticed some things going on right here. So why is this... Usually when there's a blank space like that, I'm thinking it's because there's some sort of like float happening. Float and clear. There is none. Interesting. I guess you can't use grid with this. Huh. Let me try again. Let me force the float and clear the float to be none. None. And then try grid again. No, look at that. This goes here when I wanted it to be here. Not good. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm going to go back to tabs and we have to use flex. That's fine. Let's go ahead and make this tabs wrapper 100% width just to make sure. Okay. And this tabs content, let's go ahead and grow it. So we want to expand it the whole way. And this tabs menu right here, since we're doing a vertical, we can set this to flex. Vertical, and there we go. Let's give this a width of, I don't know, 300. That seems about right. And let's go ahead and also add some margin on the side. Let's say 42. Cool. So we're almost there. See, we have this. Actually, there's a lot of space. Okay. Oof. No. We'll just do that. Cool. All right, now that we have that, let's go ahead and name our stuff. So we have 01, enjoy vitality. So we have a number and a name. So let's go ahead. Can I add another text block inside of here? Yes, I can. I like that. Okay, cool. So this will be our number. So 01. And I'm going to give a class name of tab number. And this one right here, we're going to call it tab label. And let's just do the same thing. So this is going to be... Actually, can I delete these two? I want to delete the... Sweet. So instead of having to do the same thing over and over, I can just copy and paste it. There we go. So this is 2. And this is... We're just going to do 3. And the photos I'm using, I already uploaded it just to celebrate the upcoming, was it May 27th? I think, or somewhere around there. Last week of May. The Crew Dragon, first time with actual astronauts inside of it, is going to launch from Cape Canaveral. So that's interesting. So let's see here. Let's put Bob and Doug, and then the next image I'm gonna put Crew Dragon UI and Crew Dragon in space. Cool. All right, so we have those things, and we want to make sure that they're on the same line. So what we can do is we can do either two things. We can do one, set each tab link to be flex so they're on the same line, or set the tab number and the tab label to be display inline. Either way, you want to get them into one row. The reason why they're in two different rows is because this tab number and this tab label, they have display block, which means, as it says right there, block elements take up the whole width, so it gets its own row. So let's try the first way. Display layout, right there, flex. Now, FYI, if you're playing with tabs and you style the first component, the first tab button, it's going to do this. It says current. That means this is the style you're setting for the element that's currently selected. I would strongly advise not to do that. Instead, I did a undo, Command Z. Instead, go to one of your unselected tabs and give it a class name like TabLink, and then set that to whatever style you want. Okay, so that way it doesn't have the current. Okay, so we're styling this one first, and then we're going to apply this same selector to the other ones. All right, so those are flex, and I want to make sure that they're aligned vertically with themselves. And then tab number, let's make that a little bit smaller. Actually, no, we'll make the, let's see here. Okay, let's change the font. Arial's old school. I'm going to change the font by going back all the way to body and setting the font to that one, Montserrat. Cool. And I'm going to click back. Now we're back on tab number, and let's set this to semi-bold. Semi. And then tab label, let's move that away from the number. There we go. Let's do 16. And this one, we're going to make it a little bit bigger. Nice. And we'll go ahead and set that. Wait, that's okay, cool. That's thin. So let's make this thin. Yeah, we'll make it light. We'll make it bigger. All right. And I like to use dashes for my line height. So like 1.3 dash. There we go. It's a trick that I learned from Ryan, our lead brand designer over at Webflow. All right, and this tab link, little squished, so let's make it less squished. Yay! And we don't need a background, so let's set it to transparent, and there we go. Now let's see here, what else? Okay, so the text actually is gray. It's like light. So what I'm gonna do is, we need to add an interaction to this. There's 3 lightning bolts. And hold on, Eli might have a better solution to this. Eli, you can set the font color to the tab link to 333 with opacity 50%. And when hovering on the tab link, maybe that's the easier way, Eli. But wouldn't... Oh... Yeah, maybe Eli's way is better. Let me try that. Thank you, Eli. So hold on, let me remove this. But still, you can keep that knowledge. But let me see here. He's saying that TabLink's color will be 50%. Font color is going to be 50%, but this tab number will always be 100%. Oh, that was so much easier. Thank you, Eli. I'm learning. And then on TabLink hover, you can set this to 100. Yeah, God, so much easier. What? Thank you, Eli. And then back on none, back on the none state, the transitions could be font color 200 milliseconds, and we're done. That was so much easier. Thank you, Eli. So this makes this part easier. For current, just make sure that the font color is 100, and we're done. Okay, you win, Eli. I made it too complicated. Okay, so when I do a stream clip, I I'm gonna make sure to remove all the stuff that I talked about. Yay! Okay, so that part's done. Thanks to Eli. Now, let's go ahead and put our images. So let me see how they did it. Okay, so they have image inside of there, some content, and then a number that we have to rotate. So let's go ahead and do that. The tab pane, let's go ahead and just add some padding. 42 on all sides. Give it a background color. Cool. Something like that. And let's make it a little bit cooler. Like a border at the top. Wait. SpaceX blue. Ugh, never mind. I'm just playing around right now real quick. Okay. Just something. Just something to add. Alright. So, Bob and Doug. Godspeed. Wait. No. There. Right hand. Yes. Add some text. Bob and Doug. And I tweeted this out a while ago. Can someone please make a onesie of this suit? A pajama onesie? I will buy it in a heartbeat. Alright, so I'm going to call this Tab Pane instead of Tab Pane 1. Because I'm going to set the same class to all of them. I'm going to center this. Make the text bigger. 1.3 dash. And Tab Pane image, because I want to push this image down or give it some margin. There we go. Cool. Oh, one more thing. These need to be like vertically aligned, so let me make sure to go to tabs and vertically align them. There we go. And now what I can do is I can just copy and paste this into each pane and then give each pane the same class name. Sweet. And then for replace this image with the last one and call this Ring of the Crew Dragon floating in space. Cool. And then go to tab 2 and this one will be training with the Crew Dragon UI. Also, I want that helmet. Oh my god. One day, if I ever get that helmet, I will wear it for a stream and pretend like it's just another day. John! Welcome to the stream, John. Thank you so much for the coffee. Yay. No, you're not late, Marine from Texas, who is in Florida. Welcome back. Alright, so, doing tabs. Alright, so we're back here. Okay, so, we have our tabs set up. Pretty cool. With the tabs, there's extra settings you can do. So right now, the tabs do a complete fade in or a fade in and fade out. Okay, and you can see right here, fade in and fade out, and how long it takes. Okay, so if I preview, fade in, fade out, fade in, fade out. I mean, fade out, fade in, fade out, fade in. Okay? But what if I just want to flip them? So if you look here, they don't do the fade, they just flip. So you can just set the fade timing to be 0. Boom, both 0. And there we go. We've removed that crossfade. Cool. All right, now let's add that number. Let's go ahead and add that number to the top left. So I'm gonna go to my tab pane. We'll put a text block right here. 01. And now let's give this a class name of, I don't know, slide number. Or no, pane number. Yeah, this isn't a slider. Now, because this tab pane, by default, Webflow sets it by default, sets the position as relative, I can set elements within it to be absolute. And so when I set this to absolute, it will target the tab pane, and it says body. Let me go here and force it. Okay, now it says tab pane. All right, so you have to force it, but actually it already did it, but Webflow's UI. Okay, it's pointing to tab pane. I want to go to the top left, so we use this right here. Push it down a bit. Let's push it in the corner. Uh-oh, there's some masking issues. Oof. All right, well, let's see if I can mess with it. I'm thinking, so my first thought is, do I set the overflow to visible? Would that break anything? Oh, it didn't. Okay, sweet. So what I did was this tabs content right here, it by default has overflow hidden. This means that if I move anything outside of it, so let me make this bigger. Make this bold. And so if I move this, let's set the Z index on top, there we go. If I move this outside, I can't see it. However, if I go to tabs content, which has the overflow hidden, and set it to visible, now I can. So now I can do that overlapping stuff. All right, so last thing. So what I did was set it to position absolute, put it to the top left, and then play around with the position. And then Z-index, I set it to 1, so that way I want to make sure that it's on top of everything. Because all the other Z-indexes by default are 0. And now I'm going to go here to transforms and set the rotate. And on the Z, I can play around with it. And there we go. So I'm going to set this to -90. And that's something like that, right? Yeah. Let's make it bigger. Yeah, that's cool. Should I set this to 1? Cool. Moving this around. And let's push this down a bit. Ooh, how that lines up? I don't think that'll happen all the time. Let's make it pixel perfect. Right there. So 46. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. And let's move this away. There we go. There we go. Cool. So we have that. And let's just copy and paste this into each tab pane. And this one will be number 2. This one will be number 3. Nice. Let's take a look. Cool. Simple. Here you go. Tab Pane. After that, now we need to do this little masking effect. So again, a lot of people don't know, but you can do interactions with tabs. So let's go and do that. Tab Pane or T Pane. I'm just trying to be funny. Oh, God. Here we go. So I'm going to click on Tab Pane and then Interactions. And if I press plus, I should be able to click Tab Change. Select a tab element to choose. This is a tab element. Let me see here. Tabs content. What? Okay. TabLink. Okay. I gotta tell this to the Webflow team, but in order to see this trigger, in order to enable that trigger, it shouldn't say you need to click on a tab element. It shouldn't say that. It should say select a tab link in order to use this trigger. So that's what it is. So I'm gonna click on tab link, press plus, and then tab change. Okay, and as you notice, you can also add interactions to when a drop-down component opens, or when a navbar opens, or when a slider changes slides. So this one's tab change. All right. 01 seems to be placed differently. Okay, so tab in view. So when tab 1 is in view, what should I do? So I'm going to start animation. Okay, I don't think I set this up correctly. No, I didn't. Because I need some sort of masking effect. Hold on, I'm thinking. This is probably within another div that grows. Okay. Yeah. Let me set this up. So we have our tab panes, but we need to wrap this in another div because it needs to have some sort of masking effect. All right. So the masking is basically Overflow Hidden. So I'm going to bring in a div block, and I'm going to call this Tab Pane Number Wrapper. This is going to be position absolute to the top left. And let's, from the top, it'll be 62 pixels. And it'll also be like somewhere around here. -5%. I'm going to give the width and height an exact pixel number. Let's say 62, and the height will be 70. Let's move this up. Maybe 80. Okay, there we go. And for this pane number, I'm going to bring it inside of the tab pane wrapper and set this and remove my position absolute. So now it's inside of here. Now, why did I do that? It's because when I do Overflow Hidden, watch what happens when I set the width to something smaller. See the number? It cuts off. It's like we're cropping it. But there's also a problem I see. See how the number is moving? To fix that, I'm guessing the pane number also has to be position absolute and set to the top left of the wrapper. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So that's what I want. I want the tab pane to do this thing. Okay. Oof, yeah, okay, so the tab pane is going to do this. But what I'm thinking is it's not really going to work because watch when I go off of it. It does this effect, but then it does this. Oof, this got more tricky. Oh, man. Because we can go one way. Like, I can go from 0 to 80, and it'll do that. But how do I get that other side, the left side, over to the right? Do I move it? No. I can't move on the transform because if I move, both of them moves. Can I... No. No! Do I have to do 2 wrappers in one? Maybe. Hold on. Wow. I'm gonna, like, not talk for a second and see if this works. And if it does work, then I'm gonna tell you what I think I figured out. I don't know. Jeez. Okay. No, I want it like that, but I want 100%. Oh, okay. Oh, no. I don't want to... This one is going to this. So this one, simple. But then this pane, yeah, 2 masks? That's what I'm thinking, Matt. But I don't want that to move. Just stay there. Oh, man. I feel like Bob and Doug are laughing at me right now. They're like, ha, he can't figure it out. Look at him. Struggle. Why? It would be completely hacky. No, it would be completely hacky if I moved this at the same time this is moving as well. So it kind of sticks. So they're kind of like going like this. That just seems bad, though. Pad no pane number absolute. Yeah, it's already set to absolute. Oh. Maybe I can figure it out off stream. Figure it out off stream. Man, one day I'll figure it out. But for now, we're just gonna do this one. Just gonna eat at me all weekend. All right, so back at it. I'm probably gonna start the clip again here, but TabLink element trigger. We've added a tab change, and so we're gonna create an animation, a new one. So plus, and we're gonna call it tab change in view. You can name it whatever you want. And we're going to select Tab Pane number wrapper, press plus, and the size is going to be the initial state. The width is going to be 0 pixels, so 0px. And then the end state is going to be 80. We'll set this to ease, preview, and that's what we want. We can play with probably like in-out cubic. Feel like it did nothing. Seems the same. Whatever. Okay, so that's what we want. And done. And so when I tab out of view, when we tab out of view, I'm gonna start animation and plus tab change out of view. This pane is going to go back to 0 pixels. And the duration is going to be 0 because we're flipping the tab immediately, so we're not going to see any animation happen. So we can just set it back to 0. Okay, I'm going to press done. And this tab change thing is going to happen to all the tab links. So now each of them have that lightning bolt. And if I press preview, it doesn't work because I need the Tab Pane wrapper, number wrapper on all 3 of them. Tab Pane number wrapper, put you in there. Div Tab Pane, nope. Tab Pane number wrapper, put you in there. Let's just double check. So you're, ooh. I guess these need to be taller. And the pane, not 0%. Pane numbers need to be out by like, there we go. 18. Let's check this. Check this. Okay, cool. Now we see them. Huh. Let's check our interaction. Oh, there's my problem. So what's happening is I'm affecting all elements with this same class. It shouldn't be that. It should be only... Oof. Yeah, it's not even a child. So I have to set combo classes to each of these number wrappers. Because what's happening is this interaction is happening to all of them. So I have to give them combo classes. So this one is number 1. This one, give it a combo class of number 2. This one is number 3. And of course, if you have questions or you're getting confused, I want to help you out. Let me know. And if I've confused you already, I am sorry. All right. So this one right here should be tab number wrapper 1. Done. And I'm going to set this just to element because we have to do this 3 times. This is not a fun way to do it. But let's just see if it works. Yeah, you have to do it 3 times or as many tabs as you have off. That's not cool. All right, well, do it. Mouse on tab change. Start animation, and this is in view. Oof. I mean, it's not hard to do, but it's like, I guess. All right, we're done with the second one. Go to the third, tab change, start animation, duplicate the in view, change the class name to be whatever number the combo class is. Duplicate and change this to number 3. There we go. All right. We struggled together, but we got there. Now it looks like they're giving me a smile of approval. So thank you, Bob and Doug. But yeah, tabs. You can add interactions. Adi saying, greetings from Romania. Hi. Really love the work that you do. Thank you so much. My question is, how do you optimize tabs for mobile? Ooh. I'm taking this one. Great question. Let's go. How does this look in mobile? So, desktop looks good. Tablet, not so much. So let's set this to, since we're using Flexbox, let's set this to vertical. All right. They approve. Let's go ahead and set this container going up. There we go. So we have this right here. If we go here, we're still good. We're still good. But what if you have a lot of stuff? Like, you know? And then you have this big, long menu. You have the big, long menu, and then when you click, if say this is like the contents down here. If I click and then the phone screen is like this tall, it's like, okay, click, but what's actually happening? So there's a trick that I learned. I forgot. I gotta find the tutorial, but I was like, oh yeah, huh? That's really cool. You can actually make this into a drop down with interactions. So let's go through it. Let's do it. Yes. Let's delete some of these real quick. Actually, let's just keep it those three. Good, good. Yeah, we'll start from this breakpoint. And tabs content. Let's. Cool. All right. And this tabs menu, we'll set that to auto, so it's a full width. I said full width. Oh, right here. Zero that out. Okay, cool. There we go. That's what I want. Padding 42. So it's the same. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. So all my tab links. How did the person do it? Hold on, I'm thinking. Height 0. Aha! There we go. So we're basically doing like an accordion thing, okay? So, let me go here and add another thing. Let's add a button. Okay, and this button is going to go on top of tabs. And let's wrap this button in another div. So that way I can give this a padding of 42 as well. And then this button text is going to be display block, so it takes up the whole row. Open tabs menu. We'll set that right there. Right there. Just styling it real quick. Nope, that's not what I want. That's what I want. All right, so open tabs menu. We're gonna toggle tabs menu, okay? So this, when I click on this, we show tabs. We show tabs menu. When I click on this again, we hide the tabs menu, okay? But we can animate it, okay? So it looks like a drop-down menu, okay? So with this tabs menu, I've set the overflow to hidden. And let me double check something. And I'm gonna set this position to be absolute. And set the z-index on top. And let's go ahead and make the tabs link. Let's give them a background color because background color, yeah. So they're on top. As well as the current one, it needs a background color. There we go. Okay, so this Z index is 1 and it's competing with this one, so that's 1 as well. So I want to make this higher. Set it to 2, and there we go. All right, so we have this set up. What I did was the tab menu set to absolute. Z index is higher than everything else. The overflow is hidden. What's going to happen is before I click on the tabs menu, the height is going to be 0. But when I click on the tabs menu, it's going to animate to auto. It's going to animate to auto. So it's going to open up like this. All right. And when I click on tabs menu button again at the top, it's going to animate down to 0. So it's kind of like a drop-down menu, but it's actually a tabs menu. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. Keeping it as auto for now. Tabs link. Nope, that's not what I want. So this button right here. So this button, I'm going to click on interaction, mouse click. So on first click, start animation. I'm going to click on this and we'll call it mobile tab menu open. We're going to affect tabs menu. We're going to set the size as initial state right here and set the height to 0. Boom. All right. And for my ending state, I'm going to set the size to have ease out and set the height to auto. And there we go. Pretty cool. Now we just do the opposite. We set it back to 0. Done. And then on second click, start animation plus, actually, you know, I should have duplicated. Hold on. Delete, duplicate, and call this tab menu close. Delete the end state and set this first state as not initial. Give it the ease in and set the height to 0. And there we go. But we're not done, because if I click on this, then that means that the user has to click on this just to see what they're going towards. Or I mean, what they've selected. So on these tab links, so if I click on a tab link, press plus and mouse click, I can go on first click, start animation, tab menu close. However, I only want this to happen on phone landscape and phone portrait. So I'm going to uncheck those. And there we go. So if I preview. Oh, I didn't set it to all. I did set it to all of them. What? Oh, no, I didn't. Just on the first one. Mouse click, set to class. There we go. And there we go. Now I'm noticing if I click on one of these, the tab menu, I have to click it twice just to open it. So I think that's something I got to figure out. But, I mean, we're halfway there. Ooh, and this shouldn't show up on desktop. So tabs, so this right here, set to display none. This one right here, that's fine. And this one, display block. Couple of things I got to figure out. Yeah. Great question. Thank you for the challenge. I need to figure that last part out.